We are ready as we've ever been for an event. I actually got 7 hours of sleep last night. That is the all-time record high. That alone says that today we're gonna fail badly. This car is as ready as we can be for, leave that in the video. There is no louder sound than dragging a jack across concrete. We are ready to pull a wheelie. The real dream goal is to show that we can do performance, keep that power being applied the whole 1/8 mile, sadly it's not a 1/4 mile, and maybe get into 5 seconds. 5.99999. Repeating, of course, would be a wonderful number, implying that the car is possibly a mid 8-second car. I know that the car is. The facts are, this car is definitely an 8-second car. I am not yet an 8-second driver. The lights work, running lights. The pop-ups pop up, the pop-ups pop down. It turns, it stops. I wanted to show you guys that this isn't perfect, but it is much, much safer. The dash now is no longer necessary to have all these rollers running through it. You can still see the stock FD stuff in here. There's actually a lot of like heater core and air conditioning. I left those. I have this master fuse box. That's all the ignition wires. This is the thing that powers all my new custom stuff. That fuse box is sat off of the wall. My one mistake was that I made drive-by-wire way too long, so it just looks worse than it actually is. Ignition, injection, all of that very clearly there. Comes through this wire, which is also kept away from all of my core things. Also, I have my strain gauge shifter, my wideband O2 sensor. All of this is actually pretty simplified. I was able to gut so much out of this car while adding so much more functionality. We've got all the drive-by-wire stuff, and yet there's less wires. Well, shy of a roll cage, this is about as safe of a car as you'll ever see coming from me. It's time to go. That's my deepest thought I got right now.
I thought you were gonna say some deep thought. Literally.
Hey Joel, come here. You know what teamwork is? Is when they believe in you about simple things. Like, I don't know, the sunroof. This is a streetcar, Joel. It's a goddamn streetcar.
Okay, I see you. It's not driving it though.
Not on the street.
Okay, you look at, you can actually see there's a Formula Drift practice going on right now, and from a distance it looked like the industrial machine's doing something, but it's actually Formula Drift practice going on over there.
You guys aren't from this area, but that octopus right there, the LKQ, that is iconic. That has always been there since I was a little boy. About one racing and two watching.
I'm wearing the same dress as somebody else. I shouldn't have worn this. Yeah, his shirt's nicer than mine.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking.
We need you to really have a metal one.
Okay.
Yeah. These plastics, they break. Yeah. If somebody turned the wrong way and it breaks, they turn the whole plastic.
I did not bring my race suit, and actually that's something that I'm gonna have to rent a race jacket for 20 bucks. I appreciate the fact that I'm still gonna be safe. We just left it at the shop, but everything else passes tech. They do want a drive shaft loop eventually, which I did on the 4-rotor, but not on this, and that's that steel ring to prevent the drive shaft from snapping and hurting me. But all the running lights work, the rear switch works. We want to upgrade the rear switch to like a beefier metal one, but car's solid. I'm not like hiding anything trying to get past tech, and that's mostly for my own safety. Making some changes to the tune right before I go, particularly adding more fuel to the anti-lag, partially just so we light up the back really well. I'm a little nervous just because it's a lot coming down to one moment, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. We have to drop the tire pressure down to 10 PSI. Last thing is just make sure my drive-by-wire throttle opens up all the way as we do this. Feeling pretty good. Okay, we're at 13 right now. I'm gonna drop them to 11. This doesn't exactly match my eyes, but it is red, so that's cool. I'm gonna remember to bring my suit next time, but it is time to strap up and take our first pass. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's somewhere in the middle. We'll just warm up those tires really good and then send it. Well, here we go. Oh my god, that was fucking insane. Oh my god, that was fucking epic.
You know what? You don't have a roll bar. You ran a 6. You can't. You gotta keep it 726 or slower.
Okay,
Without a roll bar.
okay. He said I can't run again.
Really?
Yeah, he said I don't have a roll bar. I went too fast.
Oh, wow. All right, well, I got you in the car.
Yeah, what part?
You're a sick individual.
That was sick.
wild.
That was sick.
The gear shift, perfect.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh my god, I met God. He sends his regards.
you were almost off.
Yeah. I pulled back honestly a little bit just because it was insane. Third gear started spinning a little bit, but those were my guesses for the first time, and I think I rolled in. I triggered it a little early because it's saying a 1.7, 60 foot. There's no way. That was insane, and I didn't know what to expect. I've never gone that fast before. Only my right hand, which I should use that opportunity right now. That was nuts, off of just random numbers I've been putting together trying to guess. Second gear was a dream. The shifts were beautiful. Let's take a look at the logs and see exactly what was going on there. The guy that gave me my time said I'm not allowed back until I have a roll cage. So I technically got kicked out. Realistically, I could go run again. But let's take a look at the logs first and see what happened.
What'd you run?
It said a 6.6. But there's no way. I triggered the light too early because I deep staged it on accident. The car rolled forward. I went first light, second light. I'm like, oh shit. This is just nuts. This orange line is me holding the pedal in. So I did what I was hoping I would do. I instinctively dropped a little bit, but then this is where I lost traction in third gear. Then I got right back into it and stayed in it. I know why, is that the turbo came on to boost so much stronger in third gear, and then it opened the wastegate wide up, dropped boost, and then came back online. Here's what's crazy. The moment I launch to the moment I let off is 5.9.
No way.
Yeah,
Badass.
and I was crossing the finish line in power, so
Fuck yeah.
boost was nuts. But I can see right here where this is third gear. Third gear came on a little too hard, and then the wastegate opened wide up. As it came back on, that process of coming back on slid the car. So then you see me let off. But look at that, I held into the throttle. Mind you, that much is still almost 100% pedal. I forced myself that 90% pedal is still 100%. So even if I start wiggling it, it's still 100%. I am gonna sneak back out there. That's my own risk. I'm aware of that. But we're gonna change only two things. One, turn down the boost for the launch. It was at 15 PSI when my target was 10, and the tires spun 2,000%. So they were spinning like crazy, even though it was pulling really hard. Lower the power, it'll launch harder, faster, stronger, all the, like all the lyrics from that song. On third gear, I'm actually gonna turn the boost up because the E-gate was cutting power, which then caused the car to slow down, and then it clamped the E-gate and then shot boost through the sky, and then that's when it started spinning. So what I'm gonna do is say, hey, allow higher boost so you're allowing it to spin a little bit. I can control that myself, not the ECU pulling. It was more so when once after it pulled, it came back on, and that's where we have problems. So we'll go ahead and do another run. I'll try to stay back in the staging lane when I get in there, because you can see the car rolls. felt amazing. I totally triggered the line though. I ran a 2.5.
Who cares about that?
I know.
You look good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really wild experience. The numbers mean absolute jack shit. It says I pulled a 60-foot time of 2.5 seconds. We all know that that's not even true. So I pulled a 7.5 second, 7.488. It was a shit show all the way around, but you could feel the car. It takes fucking 5 hours to get one more pull. This is honestly, if you come out to Irwindale, you just have to wait. It's horrible. I only made 2 changes and I need to adjust it a little bit more, but I can't test like I want to. So it's my 4th run ever and it felt amazing. We'll look at the logs and see what it did, but I just wanted to give you guys the honest reaction. It was wild, but just weird stuff going on all at once. The emotions are running high. I want to deliver what I know we can do. You can clearly see it's possible, but any day you get to be able to drive back onto the trailer after running it hard is a great day. It sucks because I want to see motorsports grow, but I wish that there were less people here. I wish there were more people here, but I wish they could go through it quicker. It's such a bummer because 2 runs in 6 hours, the whole day is taken up. I saw so many things we can improve, but it's just like, okay, you know what, a little bit here, a little bit there, and that makes the difference between wheels slipping and pulling a wheelie. Giving it our all, I think you guys can see that, but this car is nasty. And the fact that I don't have to like baby the pedal, drive-by-wire is working great. The E-Gate's got a lot of potential, a lot more opportunity to do some things that traditional wastegates can't do. But once we really get that boost tuned in, I think we're gonna run a track. That way we can just go back and back to back, make some minor changes, and then just show you what we know is really happening.